This is called the Martinez special.
And watch your fingers.
Don't worry, spills happen.
Hey guys, welcome back to Rome Social. Today I'm here with my friend JT. He is getting married soon, so we're going to teach him how to cook. We have our in-home chef, Cassidy, who is going to be teaching us what to do with all of these ingredients.
Praise God. I'm starving, I'm getting married like you said, and honestly, I might cook this for her if it goes well.
All right, let's get started.
So the dish we're making is mushroom risotto. This is a really impressive dish. Restaurants serve it a lot at high-end restaurants.
Smells impressive.
A lot of people are intimidated by it because it's very hands-on and it's kind of easy to mess up if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't pay attention.
So hands-on, pay attention. Don't burn anything.
Don't burn anything.
That's what you're telling us.
And I'm very excited. Two things I noticed. I'm not a big mushroom person, but I feel like you're gonna change it today. And that's fancy rice.
We might have some life change.
Yeah.
We might have some life change.
We're gonna have life change today.
So the first thing we're gonna do is chop up this onion. This is gonna be the...
That's him.
I know, if you have sensitive eyes.
He's for sure got sensitive
I
eyes.
cry all the time already, so adding this to the, you've seen me, yeah, you got this,
Okay,
you're a champion.
So I'll just show you, for safety, make sure you tuck in your fingertips.
Oh, okay.
And hold the blade of the knife with your thumb and your
Okay, so
index
not
finger.
the whole handle. Yeah,
What I do is chop off both ends and then peel off like the first layer. Yeah, so I make some indents, but not all the way in. And then you go in here, like I said, tuck in your fingertips and it just dices itself.
Okay, I did not think that was gonna happen.
Oh, no.
And then I'll just go in here and do the rest like
That's
that.
impressive.
So you can't just it's not an axe, remember that.
Well, see, I've always thought you just start going for it. Okay. How far in are we going? Like halfway?
I try to get like as close to the other side as possible.
Wow.
Let me give you a clap, good sir. That actually looks like in and out, like impressive. You inspired me.
Wow, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
That's a lot of onion. That's a lot of onion.
I'm an onion fan.
I am too.
Okay.
So we're gonna do some garlic as well.
Yeah, I'm ready. I gotta stretch my wrists and my fingers.
Yeah, so I'll show you how to do one clove.
Thank you. Teamwork makes the dream work.
So you kind of want to just peel off some of the other layers and then take the biggest part of the blade and set it over and just gently smash it down. And then you want to come in here and do the same thing, just make some indents and chop it up.
Dude, you had the easy part with that. Look at that.
And I watch your fingers.
Thank you. Yeah, that's probably good to know.
I'll have you go ahead and do that. And while that's happening,
It's all you.
we're gonna get this pan
She said this
preheated.
first, right? You said smash it first, right?
Right.
Oh, damn. Did that work?
Yeah, there you go.
I did do it. I don't need.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you, man. I need that encouragement today. I feel like that looks pretty darn close to yours.
So it's
Yeah.
a little bit thicker.
They're a little thick, so I would maybe just go over with like a chop over
Okay.
it.
I'm gonna be honest. I like thick garlic. This is called the Martinez special. Is that cool? That looks good. That's actually pretty
That's
good.
impressive. That's impressive.
I think I just got points right there. Okay, there it is. My hand's gonna smell so good, low key. I feel like I'm a professional chef.
You look like one.
The last thing is we're just gonna cut these mushrooms into slices. And mushrooms are delicate, so you definitely wanna use more of the seesaw motion instead of going down, because when you go down, I mean, it shreds a little bit. And while you're cutting up those mushrooms, we're gonna get the onions started because the onions do take a little bit longer to cook. We're gonna use about 1 to 2 tablespoons. So we're just gonna.
I wanna hear that sizzle.
Ooh,
that's when you know it's gonna be good, the sizzle.
Top 5 noises of all time.
So just because this pan is a little bit hot, you wanna keep an eye on this and move it around like every 20 to 30 seconds.
That's all you.
Yeah,
That's all you.
this is not the dish that goes like, you flip it in the air, right? That's not
I
what
can do
you
that.
You can,
cannot do
like
that.
in a professional kitchen, you would see them like flipping it because you're working on a lot of stuff. But once again, it's one of those things that's kind of unnecessary. You don't need to be flipping hot onions in your house.
You hear that? Unnecessary.
Don't flip your onions.
Don't flip those onions.
One person wants to come
You're doing that. What am I
chop
doing?
up the mushrooms, and you can keep an eye
you're caramelizing.
on the onions.
Wow, this smells so good already.
People are always, oh my gosh, it smells so good in here. And I'm like, it's always the onions. So these are starting to get translucent. At this point, we can add in the mushroom.
Am I allowed to just?
Yeah, you can use your hand. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You just made this so much easier on me.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is a professional thing or.
At this point, I would drop in about like another tablespoon of oil.
There you
just
go.
to help get the mushrooms
Oh,
started.
okay, yeah, that's
Okay,
me.
so he doesn't have a measuring spoon. So is he just gonna like?
Oh yeah, just eyeball it. Yeah, like just dash it in.
Let's give it a little.
Have a little flair with it. Okay,
Maybe a little more.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Sorry, dude. I don't. This is good olive oil.
A little
I don't
more.
know how this
Keep it
works.
coming.
I thought you were gonna cook at my
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
wow.
Don't worry.
Wow.
Spills happen.
You know what though? A little extra oil didn't hurt nobody. Well, it kind of does, but it's all right. Dang, this smells bomb.
This looks about done. We don't want the mushrooms to cook down too much.
You're right,
So at
okay,
this point, season with a little bit of salt and a little bit of
That's
pepper.
you. That's you.
You want to hold this then, Doug?
Oh yeah, you're salt and pepper guy.
So like a pinch of salt?
Yeah, a pinch of salt.
Oh, you already know what I'm gonna
And
do.
we're gonna throw in
yes.
this. Go
I
for
have
it.
to, right there.
Go for it.
Oh my lord, that's enough salt. Right?
Oh yeah, that's good.
She's saying, oh yeah.
We're gonna throw in the garlic as
that's all.
well.
Did you say pepper too?
Yeah, some pepper. So stir that around. When you can smell the garlic, it's done cooking. So that should be just about done. And
That's some
smell
fancy
a little
stuff.
bit. And
Now that's garlic.
we're gonna take out half of the filling, so you can just pick the pan up, scrape half of the filling
There you
onto
go.
this plate. We're gonna use this as like a topping for the rice, but the rest of it does flavor the rice. So now, let's get it back on the heat. We're gonna come in and toast. This is arborio rice. This is very important. This is pretty much the only rice you wanna use for risotto. You can't use just plain white rice. So give that a mix.
Wait, that's gonna turn creamy?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Have
believe
you-
it when I see it.
Have you
what I'm
had
saying.
have you had risotto?
Never, I don't even know
Okay.
what risotto is till today. So,
Oh, okay.
I'm not very familiar with risotto.
but now we are. We're getting classier as this day goes on.
I might have to grow back the mustache.
I think I don't know why you got rid of it.
Okay, so at this point, spread it out into one even layer. And then if you want to grab that mug, we have some like vegetable broth heated up here.
Wow.
And then now this is going, so give that a mix.
Okay.
So the main things you want to aim for is mixing in all the broth and then getting it to a nice even layer.
Oh,
So we
you're
can see,
evening it.
we can see here that, yeah, so that, you know, it cooks
There you go.
evenly.
Spread it around.
Yeah, looking even to me.
Absolutely.
Once this liquid is evaporated, that's how you know it's time for more. So you can already see it's starting to expand.
Yeah. All right, so JT, a lot of viewers don't know who you are. Why don't you share a little bit about your story?
Yeah, a little bit about myself. You know, I think, you know, my mom had me when she was 15 years old.
I'm gonna
Go ahead, add the
broth
broth.
you real quick.
Broth me, that's great. Had me at 15. She couldn't really raise children, you know, because you're, you know, 15 years old having a kid.
Right.
So I ended up moving with my grandparents, but prior to that, I was just experiencing a lot of trauma and neglected. You know, my dad was real abusive and just real anger and stuff. So that really allowed me to be the same person growing up. And I was just real mad. I started exploring with drugs and alcohol and women at a very young age. And I remember going to a service when I was 16 years old, and I ended up giving my life to Christ, got on fire for the Lord, had my ups and downs still with like mental health stuff and self-doubt. I struggle with that today still, to be honest. But through it all, God is good. I'm a youth pastor. Shout out to Purpose Church.
Yes, sir.
Pomona. Shout out to all my students and the staff. They're amazing.
How has the journey to becoming a pastor affected you, affected those around you, and how has your struggles affected your role as a pastor?
Really, I guess my biggest struggle when I became a youth pastor was a lot of self-doubt. You know, I think growing up feeling like you were abandoned, feeling like you were, you know, you're nothing, and then now you're leading like 2 ministries where you're pastoring like, you know, over 100 kids and working with the mega church and all that stuff. There was a lot of times where I really felt like I wasn't like good enough, or I would see other people, I'm like, I don't dress cool, I don't talk cool.
Well, I assume it's really stressful. I mean, you have eyes on you, you have people watching you, you feel like all of your kids, that God, the leaders, that everyone's kind of relying on you.
Yeah, and shout out to counseling.
Absolutely.
Going to counseling has been the biggest blessing in my life because it really allows me to vent and really get reassured that who I am in Jesus and stuff. So
you started counseling because you started struggling with anxiety, and you started struggling with a lot of stress-related symptoms and some mental health-related symptoms. How did that affect your relationship with God and your work world?
You know, shout out to obviously your brother, you know, he really helped normalize it when I became more aware of it. I think one of the struggles for me with God was, you know, how am I supposed to lead people if I'm like this person, you know? And really like not understanding like, God, you called me to be this pastor of students and families, but you know, when I was going to counseling, to understand like, I am who God says I am, not what the world says. So like people may see me and think, oh, I'm like a hater, or, you know, I get often confused for like being like not a non-church guy because I have tattoos and I'm a big Hispanic man. And sometimes that gets me.
Beautiful Hispanic man.
Well, thank you, dude, I appreciate that. But that just kind of, you know, it really just showed me like counseling just opened my blind spots where I really needed some help, and you're gonna start stirring because I'm sweating, dog.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
But yeah, you know, normalizing seeing a counselor is important. I think a lot of people think, oh, only the people that are real hurt or like maybe even crazy, the label of crazy, like you're the ones that go to counseling. But that's not true. Everybody needs counseling, literally everybody. Why? Because we all have one problem that we don't want to address, but we need to address. I think it's important for us to know, like, God never called us to live an ordinary life. He wants us to live an extraordinary life. So there's a lot of things that we should be able to go after. And I think living an extraordinary life is, you know, seeking help, being okay with that, right? I think, it's been such a blessing to be able to do that and to encourage people, even you encouraging me to do that, because I wasn't about that life, you know, I didn't think I needed that. I would be like, oh, pray for me, right? But you know what, prayer is great, but I need a little more, right?
Right.
And I think sometimes...
Well, it comes to a point where you need to take initiative and you need to say, hey, therapist, hey, God, hey, friends, hey, family, this is what I'm dealing with, and it's something that I need to work on.
Yeah, I think oftentimes people say, oh, I'm praying for God to open a door. I'm like, well, God has the door open, you just never walk through it, right? So we need to actually start moving and start walking through doors and really understand, like, we're waiting for God to move in our lives, but He is. The problem is He needs you to move with Him, instead of like missing that opportunity, right? So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so I encourage anybody to move with God, right?
100%.
Yeah, it's super important. I think it's fun, it's scary, it's nerve-wracking, but it's so fruitful, and it's a beautiful thing to do. So.
Speaking of beautiful,
that is gorgeous. If we had a basil.
How are we looking?
So what I do now is I just take this cooked mushrooms and put it right on top. If you want to go ahead and do that. You can plate this in like a bowl or a serving platter, but I actually serve it in the pan. And then if you want, you can do some cheese.
Oh, that's you're cheese man. You are cheese man.
Can we do all this, or no? Is that too much?
It's up to you. You know, it's really.
How much do you like cheese?
Oh.
Guess you like cheese.
Cheese is good.
And then if you want to do some pepper.
We love pepper too. Pepper's bomb.
And then I just do like a nice drizzle of olive oil. That looks good.
Good job, JT.
It's
okay.
That's all right, because I barely put any on there, so
Yeah,
that's just gonna go over there.
But that's the completed dish. You can also, you know, get some fresh herbs if you like. I like fresh oregano with this.
I love oregano.
Yeah, that sounds great. Do I have plates? Do we have plates to try this?
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Gordon Ramsay, I challenge you. What is this called? Risotto? Mushroom risotto.
This is your new specialty dish.
This is it.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I'm blessed. I feel good. It's good.
JT, thank you for helping me cook this. Thank you for helping us prepare this. This is phenomenal. We could not have done this without you. Thank all of you for watching. I hope that you learned something new in this conversation. I hope JT spoke to you guys in ways that you needed. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. It was so good, dude.
This is really good.
So good.